Doctor Who The Sea Devils, Episode 2. The one that made me think I'd had a stroke. I did briefly think it was a countdown, but in this episode the BBC doubles down on the message, just not the one they think they're saying. For instance, I never thought Russell T Davies would give an example on the importance of gender roles. The BBC, when in a leadership position, become a man. It's just a shame it didn't happen earlier, because then a lot of problems could have been avoided.
We require all water.
Did she get on the wrong side of bed or something? I don't think the way you negotiate is by going, you've all got 3 days to live, then you'll die of thirst. Remember, these are the people that Russell T Davies think are the heroes. Because none of the ideas in this episode are very well thought out, but it's kind of expected, because in this episode they even reference Star Trek Discovery.
We're looking into oceanic mycelium networks.
Mycelium?
Russell T Davies is a huge fan of Star Trek Discovery, and it shows. Both are supposedly science fiction, and yet are made by people with 65 IQ who don't understand science. Or how Russell's plans always seem to backfire. Like he makes this room full of the most DEI people you could possibly find, only to make them utterly incompetent.
Want to meet on a ship?
What's the third? South? West? What's M?
They don't even know what depth is. And of course, when you're as evil as the BBC, it backfires regularly. It's why they were bombarded with complaints minutes after the spin-off series was on the air. That's for the people that managed to stick through and watch both episodes, rather than losing half their audience in between the episodes. So join me as we plunge the depths of depravity that can only really exist in taxpayer-funded entertainment.
And I hope this will be the start of a great endeavour to find peace.
What is this? We're playing heroic music when none existed in the original scene. The problem with that bit is the new added music doesn't fit in with the tone of what you showed.
My children, they choked on your oil and poison and excrement.
So heroic. Da, 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 da. My children died on the remains of your fish and chips. They almost made it, but somebody had a Taco Bell and that was the end. They just couldn't survive the Colonel's 51 secret herbs and spices.
Problems? You are not known to us. We would speak with him.
You can't play heroic music to someone with the ears that big. It doesn't work. This is us saving the world music. I tell you what, I just don't believe you. If the BBC was against trash, they wouldn't have made this. Kind of looks like the building's going to get attacked by a caterpillar, or it's engaging in an adult movie. But now he's been chosen as ambassador, they're going through his history.
Family.
Ex-wife and teenage child.
That was inevitable. Although maybe not, because I was going to call him Philip Schofield, but he never got a divorce. I don't know why. As of last year, because she still loves him and is his support system, so doesn't want to see him fall any further. The more cynical among us, not me. For I am as excited as a dog that still doesn't know whether you're going to throw the ball this time yet or not. What if he stops? Oh, he threw it. I never expected that. But the cynical may say it's because it would be very expensive for him.
And put them in an interview room.
And hostages.
Kate Lethbridge Stewart.
I know, I'll book your taxis.
I mean, I buy Terry's chocolate oranges, but I still don't know who Terry is. But she's like, why out of 7 billion people do they want you? Why isn't it someone with a clunge? Have you been talking to them secretly?
I mean, I had a goldfish once. Is that relevant?
It might be. I mean, the horrifying thing about goldfish is they poop in water, and apparently that's really bad all of a sudden.
Excrement.
This isn't a joke, Mr. Dupont. I'm not.
No, that's the politics of the BBC. So then she says something that's supposed to intimidate him, and I'm like, yeah, love, this is England. I don't know if this is supposed to surprise me, right?
Right now, a team of experts are trawling through every detail of your private life.
I mean, yeah, you're a woman. I expect you to be nosy. I wouldn't have given you this power in the first place. I just assumed you were doing it to everybody.
Every text message, every email, everyone you've ever met.
That's because his life is a lot more interesting than yours. Let's face it, love, if you had a satisfying life, you wouldn't be there. You wouldn't be talking to a guy about his goldfish Simon. You'd be giving your kid one.
Born 15/11/82. Get me his immediate family.
God, there's another nosy cow involved now. How dare he exist? I bet he doesn't even appreciate his knees.
Divorced November 2022. Split was amicable.
Of course it was. That means it's her fault.
Whatever he's done, I'm not part of it. We're not even together.
Just immediately throws him under the bus. We're not together. Whatever it is, he's the problem. He's like, look, you don't need to hold my family hostage. They know nothing. I know nothing. I never asked for it. I don't know why you're persecuting me. I'm like, I do, because you exist. For some reason, you gave her power and expected her not to use it. But then he realizes who he's dealing with and how to appeal to her.
You need me. I'm all right. Am I right?
He realizes she's a selfish cow only out for herself, and so appeals to her natural sense of greed. She's a hero, by the way.
We cannot allow a foreign species to dictate our diplomacy.
I mean, firstly, based. Secondly, stop doing that thing with your thumb. It makes you look like a homo aqua. It's a very weird thing our politicians seem to have picked up. Makes them all look weak and feeble, but they think it makes them look strong. Now, they say the nations of the world won't allow a random civilian to do it. You should go back in there and tell her.
Doesn't look good, does it, if I'm the one in there when war breaks out?
Not when you can blame unit.
You would be the one causing it. You put yourself in charge. I know you're allergic to accountability and responsibility, but you put your clunge on the line and I don't want to cock up, alright?
Maybe it's better woman to woman. Is that what she is?
Are you more annoyed that he treated you like a man or that he called you a woman? I just need to know what you're offended by this time. It's not that I care. It's just I need to know so I can laugh at it better.
Thank you for this unscheduled consultation.
What? Did you drag them in from the sea? Couldn't you have called them? They are waterproof nowadays. Also, it's not as if they need to be in the ocean anyway. You could just put them in a hotel. Apparently, they can breathe air. They have legs. They can live on land. Pop in the shower occasionally. They'll be fine.
And representative of the H2O committee.
Oh, they've done it again. Now it's the water committee. The waterway filled with water to talk to the water committee. I've just thought she never complained about urination.
Excrement.
She must classify that as water. Like, no, it's okay if we breathe that in. She basically says, we want to keep the original guy. Trust us.
You talk of trust while meeting in secret, in the dark.
There are clearly lights on, love. If you're like, there aren't loads of lights on, though. You live in the ocean. There are no lights there. Pitch black down at the bottom where you live. That's why there's loads of transparent life forms. That's why you should like Kate. She's about as transparent as you can get. So they drag Dumbo up, and I know they're using this to portray the power dynamic between them, but she's not tall. She's just on a stage that the humans built.
Hello.
Now, I have to say, I do like what they've done with the ears and stuff, just because it really aids with the emotion she can portray with her face, given all the prosthetics. A lot of the emotion comes through the CGI ears.
But you may call me Salt.
Salt. Now, I understand you're probably going for salt water, right? Everything's water. But I immediately imagined her being like a slug, and she's just, I'm melting! Could be worse because on Fish and Chips she was to get asked salt and vinegar. You can call me Salt, 'cause I want you to eat me. Now, she makes a really stupid comment, right? I don't know why you chose me.
She chose you for your humanity.
But she hates humanity. She means kindness. But humans only use the word humanity because in English, when it was just Westerners, we deemed humanity to be generally good, because so humanity became a synonym for kindness. But as they went out and ventured into the world, kind of realized that wasn't true. Yet the word sticks. She has none of this cultural knowledge. She hates humanity. She wouldn't use humanity as a word to mean good. She's here specifically because she doesn't think humanity is good. And this highlights one of the fundamental problems with entertainment as a whole now. It is written by people who can't abstract, can't actually virtualize another person's perspective, and so can only write from their opinion. And they think humanity is good. Which means you can't write about alien species, put themselves in an alien's perspective, with no knowledge about humanity. She says, your leaders want to replace you, but what do you think? This is affecting the whole world, not just leaders.
They worry about their bills and their kids. I mean, I'm a nobody.
It's affecting real people, like me.
I get it, but I think maybe it's time people like me had more of a voice.
I don't. I've met people like you. I think a lot of the problems, you've already got too much of a voice. Don't get me wrong, I don't like the people behind them either. But the only reason people like Kate and co were allowed to be in charge in the first place is because they opened up to normal people, and normal people are too stupid to realize hierarchy exists. No, actually, I don't want everyone to have a voice. I want the best people to have a voice. A lot of people don't even have opinions anyway, they just have other people's opinions. So if the great unwashed get together in their blob, and then give the unified opinion that none of them thought about in the first place, no, I don't think that particularly gives it any strength.
We hear you,
That's the problem.
Ambassador.
If this entire show is we should listen to the guy who has no idea what he's doing, you're kind of just proving my point. So he thinks he's messed up and he's gonna get assassinated. That is probably what would happen if they didn't think that the fish people would attack them for it anyway.
What about my family? Please, I don't want to be shot.
I mean, look, this is London, and he's being shoved in a van by foreigners. He's just playing the odds. But then his worst nightmare comes true. It gets worse.
Are you going to kill me?
Because I would much prefer that than having to talk to you for 30 minutes.
I forgot my gun.
Really?
No.
Aw, bless her, using the power imbalance, which is against her entire ideology, to blackmail and intimidate an innocent person, while simultaneously not allowing him to own a firearm of his own, so he can defend himself against the oppressive bitch. What a hero! See, now other people are against her because they say she can't act. I'm against her because her character is everything wrong with this country. Well, not everything, just a significant amount that's wrong with this country.
Look, I'm not a spy or a collaborator.
No, you got it wrong. She's the collaborator. A collaborator means working in cooperation with people who hate and want to destroy the country and its people. But he's like, I got a big gob, I didn't mean it. Something which she can presumably sympathise with.
Unit 1 says a peaceful settlement, but there are levels of politics at play here.
Tell, don't show. Everything that's happened so far is supposed to be the complicated politics, which she's been navigating with her wit and intellect.
Excrement.
None of that has happened in the show. You've just got to assume it is, and that she's really smart about it.
What happens now?
Now, your life changes.
Yes, the eye of Sauron has turned to you, and it ain't letting go. And I don't mean the fish people. So he gets marched into a hotel under armed guards like he's just arrived on a boat. The French ambassador takes his photo, and he gets taken to a hotel where his ex-wife and kids are staying. Typical, isn't it? You get a job promotion, a higher status, more wealth. Now is the perfect time to get an upgrade. And they lumber you with the one you slummed it with. No, now he's at ambassadorial meetings. They'll probably be Ferrero Rocher.
Excellent.
These Rocher are really spoiling us.
It's his Ferraro Rocher.
This is the perfect opportunity for him to get some top-class toddy. And I don't mean the military one with a face like the back of a cereal packet. Over to Unit now, when we find out how they're making their disabled people suffer. Look at this poor guy. That table's so high, he can barely read it. I've got to lean forwards and try and guess what it says at the top of the page. I bet he can't even lift his arms that high. This one, for some reason, crossing her legs. People think I'm picky in these reviews. You've seen nothing yet. That coffee's on the wrong side for her. She put the coffee down on the side of her non-dominant hand. I can be petty when I want to be. In fact, I excel at it. In something less pedantic, though, she is just generally stupid.
We hear you. That's what she said to him. We. And if that's true, how is she communicating with her people?
Well, there are technologically advanced fish species which have been on the planet for millions of years. You've got a mobile phone. I think it's safe to assume that they have some method of communication. Dear.
Maybe she's wearing an implant.
Maybe like the pearl that you talked about in episode 1, eh?
Mastered sound in a way we don't understand. Like Mariah Carey.
Fire him. I don't mean the actor, I mean the character. He's an idiot. I've already sat through Alien Earth saying that sound waves were basically magic, as if sound can't be boiled down to basic maths. Maybe there's a thing called frequencies.
I noticed something earlier.
Did somebody have mismatching socks? That's the only thing I think you'd notice. Were their clothes out of fashion this season? Go on, tell me, Kate.
Presented the flower. Everyone focused on her, but look.
Now they're about to tell you this means something it clearly doesn't mean.
The moment she inhales, they all do, even the ones in the water.
She has a nose, so she could smell it. And if what they say is true, everyone else wouldn't need to inhale. It wouldn't make any sense.
She's softening her language. She used sarcasm.
She breathed in, you stupid tart. It wasn't body language. It's just because you've watched too many pop psychology body language videos, you now think that breathing is a message. When I talked to him, his eyes went upwards.
They want an everyman as ambassador. But is that what she is? Because she's extraordinary.
You would think that. She's got a minge. That's her only quality bar in life. Just goes to show how people judge identity groups differently. A man from nobody rises to be ambassador over an international incident, and he's an idiot that might need to get shot. The fish woman inhales. Extraordinary. So, like, look, are we just gonna accept their demands? Instantly, she just assumes that more time advances equals more good. Loves the outgroup, hates her own people, and she's like, of course, I've already spread my cheeks.
Well, their race has survived under the sea for millennia.
So, what's your point, love? Because unless you subscribe to the idea of progress, everything she's about to say doesn't make any sense.
Centuries of social, evolutionary, and technological advantage.
The last one is the only one with any kind of power. They have better technology than us. They could wipe us off the face of the planet. Everyone else is, well, they have social progress, you see. This is why they're being led by somebody who doesn't have dangly bits.
She's running this show.
Which, if anything, is less reason to let them run the show. You have absolutely no idea how long her cycle lasts. Like, it just means you're dealing with somebody very emotional, which, as you'll see later on, has massive side effects for him. She isn't stable at all. So they decide to take her eggs, which for some reason she let them keep, and they're immediately just running scientific experiments on them. Oh, they're so socially advanced that she doesn't care about her babies. Actually seems that she's as regressive as any subscriber to the BBC ideology. I'm just so glad we've got another woman in STEM. It's close to my heart. While she is taking a baby and not caring about slashing it up for investigative science, he's the bad guy. Just in case case you couldn't tell by identity group alone.
You're not an ambassador. You couldn't even finish your wedding speech.
Oh, God. I would eject her out the building. We put her here for her safety. I know. It's because I was getting married to you, you insufferable tart. My heart wasn't in it.
Only because your dad spilled wine all over it.
That actually makes a lot of sense. Incompetence.
On purpose? So
Incompetence and malice. So he does his best to calm down the situation. Look at the room's massive. Look at the view.
Am I the only person living in the real world right now?
You can give her anything and it'll never be enough. Never had to work anything, give him everything for free off somebody else's back. I just isn't grateful for it in the least.
What about work and school? That coach trip on Thursday.
I'm sorry that you might miss your weekly trip to Tesco, dear. But I don't know if you've noticed everyone around you, but people that actually matter are doing things.
Oh, I'm glad you've got your priorities in order. Never mind the massive international crises.
See? Why is she here? Why is she in this show? Oh, look, we've got a main character and for some reason his insufferable offspring.
Get to make, like, actual decisions.
Oh, look at that. She's just mimicking how I feel every time she's on screen.
What's she like?
Unlike us, but she's beautiful.
Gotta set up the romance there between the gay man and the fish. At this moment, it should have been our warning for what was about to come. And yes, it might have been him.
She's a fish.
She's not a fish.
She is a fish. Look, I know your wife's jealous, but this time she happens to be correct.
She's not a fish. She's something else.
Oh, I'm sorry. If she's a different species of animal, that makes it better. Look, I know Twilight might be a movie about one woman's indecision to choose between a dog and a corpse, but we don't have to go through the same decisions, all right?
Anyway, I'm not even supposed to be talking about this.
Convenient.
Look, anything that means I don't have to talk to you isn't just convenient, it's deliberate.
My ex-husband, who can't even assemble flat pack furniture.
Oh, God, it's just henpeck, put down. Even his expression. Doesn't that say everything? I'm sorry, love, but I'm not going to be lectured to by my lessers. Someone whose idea of work is when the child maintenance hits their account.
So, excuse me if I have questions.
I'm sure you have questions about a lot of things, love. Such as, what is a hoover for? The correct order to use cutlery at a meal. If you should use cutlery at a meal. But let's just classify it as civilization has arrived here now and trust in their expertise.
I'm making the most of this massive bath.
I don't know why he's in the room. This is units. They can actually teleport them to another planet.
Massive bath.
Well, if there's one thing this show's nailed, it is what all the stolen money and divorce does to couples in this country. Do you have to be nice to get anything from it? No. Then we go over to Kate's family life at home with a man half her age who quite frankly could and would do better.
We're putting an enormous amount of pressure on one man.
Oh, shut up, you bitch! This didn't happen long enough ago for you to forget.
Are you going to kill me?
I forgot my gun.
Really?
No.
I know what you're like, Russell. You can't write scenes in the future. You have to write them in order. I can't believe everyone's putting all this pressure on this man. I'll kill you!
My father taught me to rely on instinct over intel.
Your father was an idiot. No, don't pay attention to reality. Just guess and live in a land of delusion. Is there anyone in the show I can respect?
He'd say, "Ibni بالحياة تكل على الحمق."
I think I've had a stroke and forgotten how to speak English. Is he about to explode?
He sounds very wise, your dad.
He didn't speak English, so we'll never know. But I've seen people achieve extraordinary things, but normally they're with the doctor, and that's just actually him doing everything.
Barkley has you.
We're all screwed then, aren't we? If she's the last hope for humanity, I wouldn't trust her with the last cream egg, let alone the fate of the earth. So then she doesn't understand how war works. She's like, the oceans are really big and we're all surrounded. No, surrounded is the people. You realise nations have ships as well, right? They've always been able to use the water to get to people. And the air, back in the lab, and obviously, this guy steals his tissue sample. The moment I saw him, I knew he'd be evil. They always say don't judge a book by its cover, but the BBC does, so I just started joining them. Now he hides it over to this guy who...
Welcome to Britain.
Yeah, for some reason, he's stealing it from England. It's an English lab it's in. The negotiations are in England. They'd have access to this stuff. But also, I don't want to give him citizenship.
What about my mother?
Screw your mother. I don't want you here.
Hey! What about my mother?
I tell you what, mate, if you miss her that much, you can move in with it.
Gallery opens Friday and Sue's got COVID. It's been chaos.
When was this set? It's 2025. I'm sorry, but I've got to go to the art place. Someone's got a cold. So they give the tissue samples to a military general Know your enemy. They say it'll be the death of the energy economy. It'll be 100 times worse than any other event in all of human history on the economy.
Sliding into recession.
Sliding? You said it was 100 times worse. That would destroy everything.
My mother was in the bank today emptying her accounts.
Stop carrying the moment you said your mother, to be honest. But he says, don't worry, the Prime Minister always listens to his biggest donor. And I agreed with you the moment you said recession. Apparently this is just a business is bad meeting, despite the fact that they are talking about the economy, and if the economy crashes, everybody starves to death. But this is the BBC, they don't understand money. To them, money is just a magic money tree that comes from the government stealing it from people. If any of them actually needed to work in the private sector, they might understand that if people don't buy things from you, you starve to death. Now, the photo from earlier got leaked about him, and that everyone finds out he's the ambassador.
How's he on the news?
It's because he's actually important, love, unlike you.
Go on, Dad.
I think we have Teenage Rebellion to thank for the fact that she's actually nice.
What do we know about the leak?
I tell you what I do know, she ain't going up those stairs. Did you ask her to meet you here just to put her in her place?
Pressed by an anonymous source.
Accept.
What was she doing?
Anonymous source.
Accept.
Just randomly pushing buttons on the top. I'm sorry, are you adjusting the volume of the picture? He's so petty in these reviews. They find out who leaked the picture.
The French representative.
And it's amazing the quality of the photo that she took as she was running away at the time.
I'm in the mood for a bollocking.
I always expect you to be in a mood, to be honest.
Press Association is still demanding access to the hall.
I'm sorry, if we're continuing the conversation, are you expecting them to follow you? Join me. We'll talk as we walk. There's a problem, darling.
50 people maximum, and anyone who steps out of line gets barred.
There's no way they could hear you at the top of the stairs. They're like, I'm sorry, can you put that in an email, please? And then they're briefing him as he's walking into the room. You would have thought they'd do this earlier. Look, just read the text off the screen.
Keep your body language and your vocal tone neutral.
I told you she was a pop psychology body language expert. And again, this is people at the BBC unable to abstract a perception different than their own. These are fish people. You don't know what neutral body language is. To them, that could be the height of compliment. These aren't just fish people. These are fish people with legs. We don't even know why they evolved.
No sign of aggression or impatience.
Thanks for that, love, and your great advice of don't punch them in the face.
Everything you say or do or think has to come through us.
You're the British state. That desire was already implied. But he's like, what's the point of being ambassador if I can't even think? I'm just reading. She's like, oh, all these people have worked hard all day.
43 people working around the clock on this document.
I've been slaving over a hot stove all day and you haven't appreciated it. I tell you, it never changes, does it?
Constant shaking.
They'll appreciate that. You're quivering like a fish.
Mrs. Bingham?
Open seals.
Oh, she did it again. Well done, Mrs. Bingham.
And flood the tank.
Well done, Mrs. Bingham.
Thank you, ma'am.
They're like, go on, make your angry face.
Hello again.
That's not scripted.
Barclay.
Sorry.
I would not do well in that role. Can you shut up, you stupid cow? I said hello. If you've got a problem, you can come down and do it yourself. They go, I'm sorry about your children. Are you a parent? Yes, I've got somebody genetically unrelated to me at home. And then they request a glass of water from the Thames.
They drink river water.
Compared to what? They're fish. Do you think they've got Evian? I imagine their entire life is just a constant consumption of water and then doing their business as they're swimming along, like the rest of the fish. What follows is the most dramatic getting a glass of water you've ever seen in your life. They send the military out, the armed military. It's a glass of water, mate, it ain't gonna bite. Multiple vans.
Keep your eyes on the water. Don't turn your back.
Don't turn your back on the water. This is London, mate. I would be far more concerned with the strangers behind me than the water. My favourite thing, though, the Londoners know, do not put your hand in the Thames. So they lower the bottle down on a piece of string, which they had pre-prepared because they knew we're not going to reach into the Thames. With all the kind of people in London, you know what they dump in that river. So I wasn't surprised when that was the colour of the water that came out. The thing is, I hate to be that guy, but they do know that the water rests on earth, right? Mud. Yeah, we have quite muddy water. If the water in England isn't clear, is like news to you, then it's like you came from another country. Oh. Yeah, we're not Hawaii. We don't have crystal clear beaches. This isn't even a pollution thing. This has always been true. If you go back 2,000 years, we'd still have muddy water. He's like, look, the water isn't for us. I want you to drink it.
Hold on, Barclay. Get me intel on that water.
What intel can you have about it? We don't drink river water. That's for the fish.
You will drink.
No.
E. coli is guaranteed. Dysentery, meningitis, and Legionnaires.
He lives in London. He's probably immune to all of that crap. He's been exposed to it enough. Well, he's like, look, I can't drink this.
Why?
Because it's not fit for human consumption. She knows what she's doing. We're just going to just skip forwards, tell them, oh, we know we have to not pollute as much. It's like, no, it's river water. It was never fit for human consumption. We filter that stuff. We have technology. You're supposed to be an advanced species. Why don't you do it? It's like, oh, I don't want words for your politicians. I want to know what you think about it.
Ambassador, refer to your screen.
Why?
But clean no.
Well, it's because we're humans. Therefore, humans have byproducts that have to go somewhere. And so one of the easiest, safest ways to get rid of it is to put it in a river somewhere. That's the easy answer. And if you're like, you can't do that, the fish do. The fish do. Now, if you want to argue there's too many people in the UK for the... I'd agree. We're very overpopulated, and that would be very easily sorted out. But if you wanted to raise this as a problem, without that as the solution, you really shouldn't have done it in England. That was your problem there.
Because we were stupid.
Saying this to the species who want to conquer you, not your best idea, mate.
And the whole planet's going to hell right now because we didn't understand the consequences.
I understood the consequences. You may be thick. You may not understand anything. Everyone, don't judge everyone else by your low standards, though, eh?
Water companies are pumping poison and sewage into our rivers and oceans, all the while dishing out bonuses.
How are those two things related? You see, this is important. If you want to raise an argument, make an argument. But do you have a problem with profit, or do you have a problem with sewage? Pick one. Giving bonuses because they're doing this. They're unrelated. And again, why are they pumping out sewage? It's because the number of plants we have can't handle the amount of sewage that they've got to process because there's too many people. But the BBC supports the amount of people. So pick a problem. You're the people causing this problem. Stop complaining about it.
We are letting them get away with it.
Because you're demanding them to. You're causing the problem. BBC.
We just sat at home flicking through our phones, making tea, thinking it's someone else's problem.
It is. It's yours. It's your ideology. It's your policy. It's the things that you support.
But it's not. This is my fault.
It's not my fault. Might be your fault. I agree you're the problem. Now what shall we do to you for it? Now you've admitted that you're the problem, what penalties and punishments should we dish out to you? Because it's your fault, your problem. You're the cause. Well, prison then, eh? Let's put him in prison.
We all played our part.
No, not we. You. You're to blame. You said you were to blame, not we. You're accountable for your actions. So let's imprison you for them. You have to be really careful when you take responsibility for a problem, because now it means you must be punished for causing it. Russell T Davies, are you responsible for this? And if you say you are the problem, why should you not be held accountable for it? You have to be really careful with these kind of arguments.
Now we have to help fix it. And the thing is, how kids know this?
Oh, this is actually just a Russell T Davies quote. I've heard him said before that the kids are way ahead of him. They already understand things. And it's a very common tactic of anyone of Californian ideology to go, we should just be listening to children, because they know that they're the ones they have power over. They're very easily influenced and indoctrinated because they know no better. They don't have access to the facts and just believe what an adult tells them. So they use those as a weapon and then go, why aren't you listening to the thick, stupid people? It's because they're young, thick and stupid. That's why I'm not listening to them. Age does bring wisdom and experience, brings knowledge and understanding. Why would I not listen to kids? Well, it's because they've been told things by people like you. They've been lied to by people like you, Russell. That's why they should spend the rest of their life analysing all of the things that they've been taught at school and realising they're all incorrect. That's actually the job of most people. And the older you get, the more obvious it becomes the people who haven't done it. I don't have a high horse. I'd be lying if I didn't mention these things. They've just rebuilt the seawall, and you have to watch them thinking they're going to have to rebuild it again, because it's rising. I wish it was, then London would flood. I'd been praying. He promised he would never flood the earth again. I'm hoping I can convince him to make an exception for London. The problem is that it's very hard to write about. No one has yet worked out how to write about the weather. And so, as we want to highlight social justice talking points, Davies shoving the agenda down viewers' throats, he says, I want them to feel activated and angry. I thought he was against hate. I mean, I am very pro it and anger it. It's an energy that actually gets things done. I'm on your side. I just thought you weren't. I hope there'll be a whole generation who'll watch this. It's going to inspire them to do something. To be angry. Demand. What is happening? To be like David Attenborough, spending their entire lives watching various different animals get it on. To compel people to be woke and recognise that something has to be done. How about not allowing you to make any more TV shows? Could that be something that we could get done? There are various different ways this could go.
Our kids, they're way ahead of us.
No, the way ahead of you. Stop using us when you're describing your own inadequacy and evil. I know, because you've already told me that you're retarded. We agree about this. You're outsmarted by a 5-year-old. So shut up, get back in your box, and allow people that actually aren't as low quality as you to take over.
Why aren't we listening?
Why aren't we listening to children? You're outsmarted by a 5-year-old. That's why I'm not listening to you.
Today's the day.
Today's the day that I actually man up and get dominated by a 5-year-old. What an idiot. This is the big speech, by the way. This is the impactful speech. I'm such a thick twat. I'm so stupid and so incompetent at life. I'm outsmarted by a primary school who's got indoctrinated by a blue-haired lunatic. And for the rest of the people, sanity. I'm sorry, mate, but I've evolved to a point in my life where I can actually outsmart a primary school teacher.
I think you are my favourite human.
You've been thoroughly indoctrinated. Is that why she's blue? Oh no. Is this a oh no. She doesn't have hair, but we do have a blue woman talking to the indoctrinated man on a position of superiority above him on a stage, looking down, going, "You're my favourite person. You've just agreed with all of the woke talking points that I've been mentioning." I'm never going to look at her the same way now, I've realised. The blue fish congratulating someone for taking on the ideology and repeating it back to them. You've said that you'll actually be submissive to a child, the one we control. Well done. Let me get you a gold star. He acts like a child as well. Everyone else, though, they're not so happy. Although, looking at the room, they probably don't understand what's just happened either. Lethbridge, though, she's happy. Look, he believes what I believe. I've been destroying the world my entire life, and now I've just got somebody else on board. So he decides to go back to his ex-wife, the one who hates him. It's very strange.
You know, I was thinking about you today when I was standing up there.
Oh, no. You're not going to tell me you were inspired by her. She's 16.
I was thinking about all those things you told me, you and your hippie mates.
Oh, yeah, you know, the scroungers that have never contributed anything to society. I was really inspired by them. You know, the ones that go round and start destroying civilization and defacing ancient works of art that they couldn't create themselves. You know, the people that just want to burn everything down, all of civilization and society. You know, all the things that were created by people vastly superior to them. The people they couldn't imitate. The people they couldn't even attempt to replicate. Oh.
Well, I just wish that I'd listened sooner. I'm listening now.
I'm not. I'm better than this. I am not equal to this.
They're calling you passionate. You've been passionate since Christmas 2010.
But like, you're so passionate now, you've got something to do. Now we've actually given you a cause that we think you can make your fight for. Now you've actually succumbed to evil. Oh, you're so passionate and full of energy. It's like he's just become the Sith. He's embraced his anger and hatred. Now he's ready to unleash it on the unsuspecting innocents.
So what's she like then, fishy ambassador?
Well, she's better than you. She may be blue and a fish, but it's a really low bar. Even the daughter's like he's already called her hot, which, let's be honest, she is way hotter than the wife.
You jealous?
Please. She is.
Does it matter? She's the ex.
Order of room service now.
I'll have the fish.
If the blue-haired woman throws her off a roof, it will be deserved. But don't worry, the evil hasn't stopped yet.
New models regulation.
The Greens have been trying to achieve these targets for decades.
Yeah, that's because they want to destroy society, all of the economy, and hate its people. Green on the outside, red on the inside.
Fine, we've got bigger problems.
People you've employed in this room.
We've been debating communication theories.
Do you think they use email? Or do you think the pearl just vibrates in the neck and they can detect it like Morse code? I'm sure your conversations were very enlightening, dear.
We're looking into oceanic mycelium networks.
Mycelium?
They've probably just got a Nokia, love. It's probably it. Those things are indestructible. They can definitely survive sea pressure. But her theory is that they're actually communicating via mushrooms. Also, if you're thinking mycelium networks, wasn't that in Star Trek Discovery? Yes, that's where he's got it from. Unironically. Russell T Davies loves Star Trek Discovery. He told Kurtzman it was his favourite new show, and would have been watching it about the time this was written.
I thought this season of Doctor Who was fantastic.
I'm such a fan of Discovery, it's absolutely my favorite.
When you've come together...
Mushrooms are the reproductive organs of mycelium networks.
But so are flowers. Flowers are how a plant gets fertilised. Yes, if you gift a woman flowers, you are giving her a bunch of vagina. It's very symbolic.
Meeting reproductive organs on my toast.
Well, you know what they say? It hasn't done him any harm.
Fungal threads, believed to connect individual plants and trees.
Yeah, it's hippie nonsense. All the plants and all the trees and all of nature all communicating across the world. The living embodiment of Mother Nature that's so much smarter than us. It's hippie nonsense.
A lot of these theories are debatable.
By debatable, she means wrong.
Yes, I know, but if algae and fungi...
I know I'm an idiot, but...
interact in a similar way when in water, or if water itself forms some kind of network.
She's just making stuff up now. Well, if this hypothetical thing that mushrooms don't have exists, then maybe water also acts like it. And she's like, I'm so smart. I know you live in a land of delusion where anything can be possible, but this is actually serious. Can we get a man in, please? We need somebody that has to live in reality.
All these species could potentially be interconnected.
Could potentially, maybe, possibly. Well, if this is true, maybe this is. Never has a picture of just completely deluded, useless people existed before. This is the summary of why everything has gone to shit. Because people that don't need to live in reality because they get given everything from their privileged positions are now suddenly confronted with a problem, and no one exists in that room to bail them out. No one exists in that room who's had to deal with the way things are.
Like a hive mind?
What if the pearl?
Oh, what if? What if? What if maybe? Could we? I don't know. Why don't we run some experiments, dear?
They're so far ahead of us, it's difficult to comprehend.
You don't know anything. You just made a load of stuff up and then gone, I can't believe they've got all of this technology. They don't. You just invented it. They don't have anything you've just said. You've just fantasized about them having it.
Literally children playing guessing games.
I know your children playing guessing games. I'm asking for an Englishman. Now, the dad's going through unit archives, which suggests that the fish built the pyramids. Is a heart-to-heart with his daughter. Are you going to be safe? The whole world's changing.
Maybe I need to. Maybe it's for this.
Maybe we need a grand revolution. Maybe we need to burn civilization to the ground so we can build a possible utopia out of the ashes. Yeah, Russell, I've heard all this stuff before, and, you know, it tends to come from evil lunatics. I mean, personally, I liked England how it used to be, and then we went down your path, and you don't like what you've got. So what I'm saying is, you've had your go at society. Let's go back. We don't actually need to continue giving you what you want, because even you admit you've destroyed everything.
How are you coping under the pressure? What happens if you mess this up?
Well, not a lot, really, because I'm not actually doing anything. I'm just reading off a screen. Now, they give him a glass of water and then take it away? Leave the water next to the speaker. He might need it. Are you worried he's going to knock it over when he's talking? Do you think the fish people will be like, oh no, you spilt my house? I'm sure they'll be fine. Now, he comes back with their offer from industry, a 50% reduction by 2065. So, like, we've got to spend all this time waiting for a 50% reduction? No. Like, this is unacceptable. Is this your final offer? Yep. You've already waited millions of years. What's 40 more? It is actually a good point. But also, I'm not sure why you're in England making it. It isn't us doing it. It would be incredibly easy to lower the amount of pollution we have to pump out the country. But that's just our nation. You've got to worry about theirs.
You are asking for 15,000 revolutions of the sun.
Just because you've increased the number doesn't make it actually any longer a time. And who would measure time by revolutions of the sun? Revolutions of Earth would make sense. Even orbiting the sun makes sense because it's something that we do. But you may have just gone, you wish for 17,000 generations of apples. Scores of us are dying every day. You want us to wait?
While your engines deafen us.
You've waited this long? Scores of you must have been dying for ages. The engines have been going for decades. Why now do you have a problem with it? Why today? Why after some foreigner shot one of you did it suddenly spark all this?
While your trawlers ravage our home.
Yeah, but it's been ravaging your home for decades. This is a really bad example to kick up a fuss over, BBC. Russell.
While we choke on your plastic.
Look, I've seen the books you read. I guarantee you Whale Milking Farm is on her bookshelf.
And sewage.
Could you stop bringing up the everything craps in the ocean. They crap in the ocean. The fish crap in the ocean. At least plastic is man-made. It isn't supposed to be there.
We cannot hear or see.
To be fair, that's a benefit for having in a room with you. Why should we live like this? Now, the best acting in the show does come from between these two, their interactions. It's just a shame that the topic that they've chosen is so stupid and bizarre and so contradictory to what everything else that the BBC and Russell believes. I'm like, just shut up, you hypocrites. You're the one that wants so many people in England and then complain when they produce things and buy things and use things. Because unless you're pitching to bring back the Empire to control what the world is doing, I don't know why you're whining at me when you want to make the problem worse. When everything you preach for makes your own problem worse. And she's like, I know you're sorry, but your leaders aren't. And so he's like, no, we're committed to this. We want this. We want this to happen as fast as possible. Are they really? Are you sure? This is what you want? So she says then, well, we will help you. With that, a storm comes and a load of rubbish. Now, this is weird because we bury plastic bags underground. They're not in the oceans. The English peoples aren't in the oceans. It's a very modern problem with modern causes. But all I'm saying is I think the English people should only have the English rubbish back. So they just start dumping rubbish from the sky. All the rubbish from the sky. And let's be honest, there's no way they tracked all this. You can't just get rubbish and put it on the nearest land. Because I can probably tell you the countries that this came from, and it ain't us. In dumping just a load of rubbish that would be in landfill, it starts showing that basically kill people.
Coming out the Thames, out the Nile, the Hudson.
Okay, the Thames. Yeah, I can see it's in the Thames. But again, that's London. Like, we could easily solve the problem of London as well. Like, I'm not sure you like the solution to your problem. So, oh, the rubbish is everywhere except where all the English people are who put it in bins.
You have to stop!
We are cleaning up your mess.
I love all the time she'd be like, you need to read this, you need to talk to diplomats, and then she came down and she's like, you need to stop! Oh, because the one thing everyone's susceptible to is an angry woke woman. That's what really has an impact on the world. There's just something about them everyone finds so convincing and not insufferable. So he decides, rather than telling his family to just go in a building, there's loads of buildings around, just go in one, he's like, no, drive across London to get to us. Now, the most unrealistic part of the entire show isn't even the amount of rubbish in London. That's what's expected nowadays. Instead, it's that they're the only car on the road, so there's no traffic. But as they get this close to the building without any kind of security, yeah, something goes through the windscreen and crushes him. So he's gone. So she starts saying, look, you need to go outside for some reason. Everything's falling from the sky, but rather than stay in a car, which actually has some safety in it, you need to go outside into the pouring rubbish and hope you don't die.
We have to run for it, but I need to help the driver.
That was an ADR line, by the way. We need to run for it was normal. I need to help the driver was added in afterwards. Because I think it was started with, we need to go. Which, to be fair, some people may go, how could you be so callous not helping the driver? I would go, an anchor from the sky crushed him through the car, he's gone. I'd leave him. He's already gone. So she yeets herself through the rubbish. I don't believe she'd be that agile.
Can you hear me?
No, he's dead, love. The thing has penetrated him through the windscreen.
I'm so sorry.
So you should be. You've been contributing to the rubbish which has caused this mess. Like, we could have reduced loads of this rubbish. So then she gets out and goes, after they've, I think, probably reshot a scene where she's like, I do care about the driver. And then he sees an anchor falling from the sky, just about to hit her. And it was around this moment, I was like, there seems to be a lot of paper, plastic, anchors. No oil, though. No chemicals. No sewage. Why weren't you dumping sewage on your actors? That's what I need to know. I mean, that's what she complained about most of the time. These people should be brown. Sorry. Nah. Now, this is happening all over the world.
All across Manhattan. This
seems a bit unfair to me. None of this is equally distributed, so I don't think you should equally dump it. I really wish they just had, like, a picture of Japan. Just nothing. It's just like clear sky. Oh, he'd be in trouble, wouldn't he?
The streets are not safe.
Well, he would be if he hadn't moved here.
They're declaring war.
To be fair, if they can do this, they've already won the war. If they can collect everything from out the ocean and dump it at will across your entire nation, across the entire world, they can do that with bombs. You've already lost. Now, admittedly, I didn't actually notice that much difference in London in the first place. This is just how it always looks. Maybe it's meant to be unusual because it's a government building and they normally keep the peasants away. But for everyone else who has to live among the peasantry, yeah, it's, then welcome to their civilization. Oh, they also dropped the Titanic on America. So the Titanic should have gone back to where it left, not where it was going. Otherwise, England would end up with a load of rubbish that wasn't theirs. The lesson of this show seems to be everything should go back to where it came from. Because otherwise, what other rubbish that has landed in New York isn't theirs, didn't come from any of the people there. Clearly, rubbish should go back to where it was produced.
The streets of New York today, streets that are now unrecognizable.
That's not true. It's always looked like this.
It is time to unite against the common enemy.
You see what I mean about the Englishman being the only person who's speaking sense in the entire show? It's obviously a declaration of war. The problem is it's one you can't fight. There's no way you can defeat someone that technologically advanced. So they have another meeting. We did this in good faith, but you've jeopardized it. We want peace, not war.
This war began a long time ago. And it was started by you.
No, the war started with you when you just decided to attack people and murder them. Now, yes, the first one was murdered by some random foreigner. Again, I don't know why you're whining at me about that.
We have simply returned what is yours.
And I'm fine with that, as long as it is ours. But a lot of it isn't ours, as proven by the Titanic. The Titanic should be in Belfast. But he goes off script and decides to just start basically saying how stupid and inadequate and low IQ he is. Which I agree with, but it's not part of a negotiation.
See, I'm supposed to say, but the fact is you're cleverer than we are.
Then you are. I know you're inadequate. I've seen your wife. No normal man would let that happen to him, quite frankly, but...
He's off script again.
This is like working with the doctor.
Except the doctor is meant to be smart. It's like working with Cutie Gatwa. So he says, people were hurt, my family could have died.
When humans are scared, they do terrible things.
Are you threatening us?
No, he's too thick to threaten you, and he's too much of a puss. He's also too stupid to come up with a legitimate threat.
Mean it, or God help me, I'll come down there.
And land. What are you gonna do? You couldn't win a fight with a souffle, let alone a bloke. So they say we want an armistice, we want peace during the talks. So she has 3 conditions. No pollution at all. Now, with formal declaration of borders, and he's like, look, we will give you large percentages of the oceans.
We require all water.
She's basically just asked to slaughter the entire population of humans on Earth. All of them. All water includes rain, includes rivers, lakes, includes all drinking water, includes all reservoirs. Without water, they die of thirst. Not only did she declare war, she's now decided to wipe out the human species. Remember, these are the people that Russell T Davies think are the heroes. He thinks they're the ones with a legitimate grievance. He thinks they're the people we should be changing for. Fuck them. So he's like, look, we're an island nation. Are we permitted to, like, trade and travel over them?
No.
Just shoot her in the head. I'm sorry, bye. Like, we'll take whatever's coming at this point. We may as well fight and live while we're strong, rather than in 3 days when everyone's dying of thirst. So she says the human race evolved to live on land, not in the waters. It's like, well, strangely, so did you? As you can breathe air and have legs? I'm not even sure what you evolved for. And she says, you're not supposed to live in the sky. It's like, well, you don't live in the sky. We can use the skies.
The air above the ocean is the ocean.
That's when you realize they're not cleverer than us. She's retarded. She now seems to think she doesn't even seem to understand what water is, or the definition of an ocean.
Is our space.
Are you? It's not your space. You'll have the space that we decide. Sure, she says you can transport things over land, over the air of a land, but nothing over any water. Not a single person brings up, how do we drink water? Which to me seems far more important than, I wonder if I can go on holiday.
Trade between continents is an essential function of the modern world.
No one's mentioned water. Russell didn't even consider drinking water. But everyone starts chirping up, all the people from the different countries, including the ones that nobody cares about. Yeah, she's just like, I'm only going to talk to him. I'm not talking to you, or you, or you, or you. It's like, oh, God. Just goes to, they're all the same everywhere. Even when you stick them underwater, they still become insufferable. And she starts losing it, getting angry. I can't believe all these people are talking to me. I mean, I've only said I'm going to murder them all. I don't know why they're pissed.
How dare you come in here and dictate the future of the human race?
Compared to who?
You are condemning developing countries to death.
But you don't have to start making arguments for her, mate. I was already on your side. Stop trying to win me over. Yeah, she's got mad all of a sudden and starts screaming, and then, for some reason, turns into a dude. It's very strange. That would mean she's not just amphibian, but she's everything. Even breed with herself, which when you're that insufferable is a huge advantage, because no one else is going to.
We will take questions from the ambassador.
So they switch and basically destroys everything, because what they're actually admitting is gender roles exist. When he gets angry, when he feels like he needs to fight, well, I'm going to become a man because men are designed for fighting. That's their role. They're aggressive. They're in command. They should be in charge. But then when I need to be like soft and gentle and care about my babies, I'm going to be a woman. Like, this is really showing that defined gender roles are a good thing and that people are made for different stuff. Which is exactly opposite what the BBC want to say. Yeah, so his voice has changed. Testosterone's gone through the roof.
Never mind the voice. Look at him.
Yeah, look at him. The moment he needed to be a warrior and in charge and actually do something useful, he became a bloke.
What, so she's a man now?
Yeah, but to handle confrontation, make leadership decisions, be strong in the face of an enemy. When she needed to be useless, well, and he's like, I knew I was attracted to her for a reason. Now I'm really into it.
Shut up.
Alonzo. Do you need some private time? So once the time to actually be commanding and in charge passes, we shrink again.
How's she doing that?
Because I suppose it's like conservation of energy. It has to burn a lot more calories.
They fear what they don't understand.
You must be petrified constantly. You're outsmarted by children. But he says that these proposals, we can't just do this in days, weeks, or even months. But we do require peace with you while we try and sort it out. She says, oh no, we've only given you 2 conditions. There's a third. The next time we have this meeting, you'll come into our place on our turf. We can't stand being in your room.
Concrete and dust and light.
Now she's got a problem with light. When it was dark before, she used that as an insult. So they come back, turn the lights on, and she's like, I don't like your world of light. Make your mind up. You'd think as she could turn into a man, she'd be a bit more sensible.
And we will endure no more.
It's the stench. She's clearly seen the Matrix. So she communicates with their television screens, telling them where to go.
How are they doing this?
Why are you even in the room? You're the tech guy, and yet you just seem bewildered by everything. I think I could walk into that room with a lighter and he'd be like, oh, fire from his fingers. So these people get really confused because there's 3 coordinates. That's how stupid these people are. Everyone else in the audience immediately grasped this. There are fish people telling you to meet in their thing, and they give you coordinates in the ocean. Everyone knows that you have length, width, and depth, but they're like, oh my god, it's the 3rd coordinate. I don't know what it means.
Want to meet on a ship?
What's the 3rd?
Why would they want to meet on a ship? They've just told you they don't like steel.
South, west. What's M?
Chart a course. You need a point of origin.
Jackson has identified the
3rd
symbol.
So she asks him over the radio waves, but the fish answers him as if she's always been able to hear the communication.
Metric unit for length and depth.
Although she still only tells him 2 of the coordinates, not length, width, and depth. I'm surprised no one went, yeah, but what about the 3rd one?
You talk of peace and equality.
No, they didn't. They talked of peace, not equality. They're not... Well, the BBC are evil, but they didn't talk about that evil here. The entire universe is a hierarchy. It's people are better than others. It's got nothing to do with equality. We're civilized. We're not filth, love.
So prove your commitment.
It's not a commitment I have. If you are committed to it, you can be evil over there in the oceans. We'll be better. Thank you. So she's like, this is the Ariana Trench. It's too far down. We can't actually get there technologically wise.
Will you meet us, Barclay, at the bottom of the ocean?
Be like, look, love, I'd love to, but I actually can't. But I don't know if you've noticed, but I evolve for land. I'm not like you.
Okay.
How are you gonna do that, you stupid tart? This show is one of the most unplanned out social justice preaching shows around, and it hasn't even thought about its core concepts. The BBC has literally thought up to, rubbish, and that's it. It hasn't thought of where the rubbish is coming from, who's making the rubbish, why are they here? What is the natural conclusion of if you come here, you make rubbish? Well, don't then. And it's one of the problems with anybody like this. They never actually think about solutions. It always comes down to, we need to burn civilization to the ground so I can get what I want. Thing is, I don't care about what you want. I don't want what you want. And so they come up with all of these problems that aren't actually problems and could easily be solved if they weren't evil. But they're making problems to be solved. It never talked about, like, nuclear power. It never used the in-universe solutions to any of the problems. Well, okay, fish people, you apparently don't make any waste, but you live underwater. So what do you do with yours? You must produce things. You must live and consume things. You must have power down there to make things run and automate it. You're an advanced civilization. Why don't you give us your technology so that we too can replicate what you've got? That would be the first thing people thought about. But this show wasn't thought about. It wasn't considered. Because it wasn't a show created to explore an idea. It was a show created to hammer people over the face with, oh, rubbish. And it's like, yes, London is full of rubbish, but we can get rid of it. It's not the basis of a TV show. You didn't explore an idea here. You had something you thought was a problem and then thought that was enough of a setting. You didn't build a world first and then see what came out of the world. You invented a pressure point so you could exploit it for your own evil ends and then built a world around it. And that's not how you make entertainment. It's not how you make television. It's not even make a story that makes sense. It's immediately rejected by sane, normal, moral people. And as such, your entertainment fails. Your viewership fails. Everyone leaves in droves. One of the things the BBC struggles with is you can't take the moral high ground when you don't have any morals. And the second episode was nothing but ideological preaching by people who are the problem, who are causing the problem, supporting the problem. They'll talk out of both sides of their mouth and in the next thing say a belief which causes the problem. So no, I don't care about your condemnation because I've seen what makes you cheer. But those are just my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know down in the comments below. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe more videos like this in the future and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.